She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi! Come on in. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so today on the Dani Johnson Show, we have the whole house is not done, at all. We still are living on a construction site, but there's a couple of things that have been starting to come together, and so we're going to use today's show to kind of give you a little bit of update about where we're at in the process, and to talk about the master bedroom. Yeah, let's talk about that. First, I want to show you this really cool little powder room. This was actually my husband's surprise to me. We're still waiting for our little shelf, or there's supposed to be a shelf where we can put the soap. So it's not quite functional yet, so there it sits. But check this out. We got this really cool antique mirror. So again, Hans designed this house. Hello, paid cash for the house. So amazing what happens when you live really, really frugal for a really long time. And then, you're building an orchard of wealth. And then from that orchard, now you're able to pick of the fruit of that. And so here we're still young, in my opinion, even though we have 5 kids and 8 grandkids. But anyway, so he's been able to go all out with the whole thing, and so he loves old things. We've traveled all over the world, and we love old architecture and old fittings and antique type stuff that just has a story. So this mirror, could tell a story. You have to think about how many faces this mirror has seen. It's totally thrashed. It actually came from France, and we found it in an old antique type place that specializes in bringing huge containers of items from France and Belgium and Denmark and things like that. So anyway, this is our powder room. Isn't it gorgeous? And check it out. This whole thing lights up. Isn't that just beautiful? So I forgot to put the towel back up here. Need to go get the towel. Anyway, oh wait, check it out. It's really cool. I'll put the light on here. So cool. It is. Love this place. So yeah, it's a little powder room. Okay, you have to see this. So what Hans did, he's so amazing, is he created these zones for the air conditioning. And by the way, we got our first bill and it was only $100. That's with the air conditioning running. That's with the pool running. So we'll see. Anyway, so we have, as you can see, tons of light, right? We have so much light and windows that's in here. And so we were really concerned, what would the, heating and air conditioning situation be? And so he created these 2 segments to where these doors can totally open up. But if we want to have air conditioning, by the way, if you hear that, it's the rock guy still doing rock work outside. Anyway, but look at this. Gorgeous door, and it's a pocket door with these clavos, right, to make, again, everything old. He loves things that look old, and all this beautiful stonework that our masons are right outside right now, finishing up a rock wall that we've done. Look at this. Isn't that just gorgeous? So that's so that this side of the house could be totally closed up, and the air conditioning can stay in there, and we can open all of this up to enjoy the pool and all that kind of stuff. And the same thing for the other side. So, voila. We'll take you in the kitchen another time, not right now. But I'm going to take you up to the master suite, and we're going to have a conversation about creating an environment for love. So we start here with a beautiful piece that I got in Israel. It's a belly harp, a handmade belly harp. She's out of tune right now, but isn't that amazing? This thing can make even someone like me who is not a musician sound like I could be one, maybe. Don't. Anyway. And so we have these beautiful lights. Hans did all of this. And by the way, this is stucco. This is the same stucco that we have outside, which is just gorgeous. And then look up here. So my husband designed all this. Like this was his beautiful mind. And this is something really spectacular. I got it from Latvia, the same guys that make those Damascus steel knives. They're incredible. They're brothers. They're amazing. Anyway, this was an axe. My husband is Viking descent, Nordic kind of guy, and just has an affinity for all of that. And so it has our family values on it. I got it for him for Father's Day. Love, honor, resilience. That's our family values. And check this blade out. I have to be very careful. Chunk. Check that out.
So cool.
Yes.
We can see ourselves. Here we are.
Which, by the way, filming today, the producer of the Dani Johnson Show also is my daughter in love. She's amazing. Such a dream. And by the way, on the other side of the, it's in the Viking language, the same love, honor, and resilience in the Viking language.
So cool.
It is. So my husband is a protector of our household, and so this is here. Not only as a piece of art and a collection and a collectible, but this is to, hello, someone tries to enter, bam, he's grabbing that thing and heading down. So as we're coming up, it's about peace and harmony, and then, hello, the protector needs to be able to protect, even in peace and in harmony. So anyway, okay, so we come here, and this is my prayer room. Such a sweet space. And so when I say prayer room, I'm going to turn these lights on. These lights actually came from our old house. They were in our dining room, and same with these. These are also in our dining room. But anyway, originally when the house was being built and we had the... we were looking at the plans, and it was just, all black and white, right? So it's big pieces of paper with all these drawings on it, and I had noticed that there was this huge space. I noticed there was like this enormous space, and I was like, "What is that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's the attic." I'm like, "We don't need that much attic. Like, we have a shop on the property. We don't need an attic." And so there's a lower attic here that's behind this door that the kids call the Hobbit door, which, it's huge down here. I mean, huge. So it's like, we don't need all of this. Let me turn the light on. We don't need all this attic space. Look at it. It's huge. Like, enormous. Amazing playroom for somebody. One of the grandkids. So when I saw it in the plans, I had seen this huge room. Like, we don't need all of this. And so I went, but it was like, kind of really tight and small. So it'd be a challenge to be an office or whatever. And so I'm like, let's just turn that into the office or whatever. So sweet. Somebody made this for me. The barbers actually handmade this for me. It's a prayer shawl. But this is my prayer shawl. And this is generally where I pray every day. Start right here and end up on the floor right there. Which I thought was like such a neat thing too, because that's an Icelandic sheepskin, and hello, the lamb that was slain for us, and that's why this is on the floor, versus the rabbit hair. That this thing here on my chair is a coat, actually, that I've just draped over there, that my aunt has had for like 60 years. She gave it to me, like 20 years ago. And so my friend who's a designer, she's like, throw that on the floor and make it a great, throw rug. It's really cool. And my first time with it on the floor, I'm like, I don't want to pray on top of a bunny. It's non-kosher. It's a non-kosher animal. No, I don't want to pray on top of a bunny. But lamb, yeah. So the sheep. So every time I get on that floor to pray, I'm praying for you, first of all, and definitely thinking about, pondering and meditating on the fact that Jesus, the Messiah, like what he's done in our lives is crazy, and how he's like so blown my mind about what he's done inside of Hans and I. This is an amazing piece, also really cool piece. This is actually the original Hebrew language of the 10 Commandments, and there's only 2 of these in the world, and I got the first one, which was really, really such a blessing for my friend Aviad. He had another friend who is an incredible woodworker, and they had made that for me, and he actually flew all the way from Israel to come to my house to hand it to me as a gift, which like so rocked my world. This right here, Hans and I got this in Turkey. This is Moses, parting the Red Sea and the children of Israel passing. Look at how far, like, so you can see all these faces. So anyway, absolutely gorgeous. It's silk and incredible. I negotiated for a good amount of time for that. It was fun. They figured out really quick that I had Jewish blood. They're like, you negotiate like a Jew. And I said, because I am one. Anyway, super fun. They were all Arabs. It was super fun. This is a neat piece also. I'm going to come up real close here. It's such a cool thing. This was picked up at an auction, a silent auction. It's actually on the back of cardboard. That's all it is. And it was a young woman who, her name is Anne Marie Jensen. She painted this, and she was raising money for the sex trade. So I took it right away, and I obviously offered a lot for it because it was just so powerful. So it says hope, speak up, just love. The title of this piece of art is called Justice, Freedom. So I love it. I absolutely love it, and thought this was a really good space for that. This over here, a girlfriend of mine also gave me, couldn't believe it, for my birthday. Crazy. Say what?
So there's those rock guys again.
That's the rock guys, yeah. They are. They're like crushing stones. Anyway, this is the whole book of Deuteronomy. This is from an artist who basically, and this is all done by hand. So in Hebrew, if you get close, I don't know if you'll be able to because of the beautiful light that's coming in here. But anyway, the entire book of Deuteronomy is on this piece of art. And so like these hills are part of it. The temple, right? The Temple Mount. That's there. This is all in Hebrew. Even the clouds. The clouds are Hebrew of certain chapters of the book of Deuteronomy. I absolutely love this. My girlfriend gave it to me. You know, it was so awesome about it too. When she gave it to me, I'm like, wait, I could read Hebrew. And I'm like, wait. She's like, I don't know what it is, but it's all Hebrew, and it's one of the book of the Bible, and I'm looking at them like, that's Devarim. That's Deuteronomy. So I was able to read some of the little parts of this thing, which is really sweet. And then up here, Hans and I, that was our engagement picture. So yes, we totally, did things a bit backwards. We had a baby first.
Erica?
Yep, that's Erica. Erica was 18 months old there. Yeah. So that was Hans and I right before we got married. And so, yeah. We don't recommend doing it the way we did it. We had lots and lots of hardships because of the way we did it. But anyway, just look at this view from here. Isn't this gorgeous? So circular staircase, and then turns to wood. Now we'll enter the lair. Like I said, my husband has a deep appreciation for what is old, and wanted to build a house that looked really old. Thus, our floors are made to look really, really old. They're not your perfectly put together, slide on a wood floor. No, they're made to look like they've been walked on for 100 years. Anyway, so he has a deep appreciation for this whole Viking, older kind of thing. And so I'm going to show you that I brought that theme into our bedroom, and he liked furs, skins. And I had bought one from Iceland years ago, and my girlfriend had said, you should put some skins on the floors. We got to break up all the hardness of this house, because it's like stone, it's wood, it's like metal, everything is super hard. So anyway, this is the first part. So we have these amazing barn doors. Do you want me to turn lights on?
Sure.
Okay. So we have these awesome barn doors here that he wanted. Look at these. Look at this. I don't know, like everything in here is so cool. It's just so cool. So it's like it's bronze handles that are, old, and look at the knots in this wood. Isn't this crazy? Just like, to me, the doors are art. Look at that. Like, it's just incredible. It's just, I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love it. So all this hardware is bronze. We still don't have artwork in here yet, but this is like modeled after an old Viking chair. Just a really cool chair. And then this is the skin I got from Icelandic sheepskin. This is from Gotland, Sweden. I bought it 5 years ago, exactly, actually. Where I took Erica, Roman, and Micah all over the Viking country. And then this, we have to tell this story, yeah. This was handmade by a man that I met in Nicaragua. He had not yet received his house. That we were building 1,000 homes down there. Now that's 1,300 homes that have been built. Anyway, so he was next. He was going to be in the next batch of 20 homes that was being built. And so he'd asked for us to come over and meet him. And he had this with him, and they had a beautiful little bow on it. He handmade it. So this man collected all of these materials. He collected every single one of these shells, painted these little bottom ones red. He turned it into a light, and it was a chandelier that he made. So everything you see here, he made with his own hands, and literally just collecting this stuff, even the wood that's on top of here that's holding the whole thing together. He collected all this from just trash, like literally collected this from trash and collected the shells from the beach, and he put together this light. So I bring it home, and my friend John Mayhall, who's been the electrician that's done this entire house before the house was even started, I had asked him, hey, can you make it so it's legal and then we can actually use it? And so John made it totally functional. And so anyway, so I wanted just that piece to remind me of the poor and to never forget them, which I don't know that I could ever forget them. But anyway, but this man, just beautiful. And this is like a piece that could be sold on not Pier 1, but like Crate and Barrel, or what's that, Pottery Barn. Like that's a Pottery Barn $300 chandelier is what that is. And so it was a really sweet, sweet gift. He also gave me a what do you call it? A ship that he made. Actually, I bought it from him. He wanted to give it to me. I was like, nope, you can't do that. So I gave him a good price for that. This is our bathroom, which is really phenomenal. Do I have those lights on? No. There. There we go. Check out. Isn't this amazing? Let's get inside so you can see that. And this is like so cool. This little window that's here, and what you can see through it is the, I don't know, is that a pillar? I don't know what you call that thing. Yeah. That comes up the staircase. You're in the shower with me. Oh no. Anyway, this beautiful shower. And then look what Hans did. Like he made these. He had these 6. Like whatever. When we had bought an investment property in Bora Bora years ago, and that house came with these, and I really never used them. But my husband, he's like, I want you to have this. Like, but I don't need that. I don't even need this. I just need this. Like, he's gone crazy. But really sweet. Like, he wants his wife to live in this particular house. It's been really challenging to get used to. But anyway, this is just stunning. So this is part of the circular, staircase down below. So I don't know, it kind of looks like a castle. And these are amazing mirrors to clean and amazing glass to clean. Both of our closets are in here. Still getting that organized. Everything's pretty well unpacked in there and packed in. I'm actually in between trips at the moment, so stuff is out because I'm packing for the next trip. So I'm going to turn some of the bigger lights off so that you can see. There we go. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Look at these sinks. So this is like literally, it's a big giant rock. And again, this is like all Hans. This is all Hans. But see how this is all lit up? John Mayhall had to figure out how to light these counters up. I'll turn this light back on. Yeah. But look at this. I mean, just this huge rock. An enormous rock that, yeah. So there you go. All right. So obviously this bathroom has, an element of feel and, like, I don't know, it's an environment, right? And then here's another one of those barn doors. So this is a little sitting room, Oops, we just sit and talk, I guess. And then, are you ready?
Ready.
Because this is not quite done. We don't have artwork up, and we were missing a huge mirror that we're putting in here, and we're missing one pillow, but it's all starting to come together. But come on in. Gosh, it's amazing space. Yeah. Here's the pretty drapes I made. I basically took apart duvet covers. This is like a really nice French linen, and it was really cheap. The duvet cover with two huge king size pillow shams was $200. So when I did the math and trying to find the fabric on its own, it was like crazy expensive. And so I took apart duvet covers and ta-da, covered all of these windows. And then we laid pipe. This is literally water pipe up here. That is actually holding them in place. You can see we have more touch-up paint stuff we need to do. So here's our tub. Yes, a tub in the bedroom.
So awesome.
So rather than, regular bath rugs in here, which don't, bath rugs don't give you any kind of, texture or feel or whatever. And so that's why there's these beautiful, and again, he loves skins. So it's a copper tub with stainless steel, what do you call that? Hammered whatevers, and same fixture, and the place for the candles. This old piece of, it's actually an old, splitting wood type thing that we got in the same place we got that other mirror.
Chair.
Yes. It's an old Viking-looking chair, meaning, there you go. It's super old.
So pretty.
Yeah. Really, really pretty furniture. These particular skins are, I'm not, you'll see it next time. And the whole thing is like totally done. So this is kind of like midway, we're almost done. So we have a huge mirror going here. Because check out that view, great reflection. It's going to have a metal frame. I'm actually picking that up today. Picking it out today. And this incredible chase. This is like a super modern chase lounge. I love being here on Shabbat, like on Saturdays. Tomorrow, I will be sitting here with my Bible, checking out that view. I'm pretty sure that there'll probably be somebody dirt biking here tomorrow, so I can see it all. Like when the kids come over and they start dirt biking, and I just sit and watch, like that super restful day, just chillaxing right here. Pretty cool. Really, really cool space. Yeah. Can you just feel it in here, how peaceful it is? Mm-hmm. This whole property is like so peaceful. Like seriously, I feel like I just sit here and pray right now. Which is awesome. And then big challenge was the bed, which I'm almost there. It's a really big challenge to try to, because again, Hans likes all these skins, and like how do you have this space? Like this right here is probably my most favorite spot in the whole house. It's just so like, right? Mm-hmm. The drapes, the candles, the old wood, the tub. And my bed was like, gosh, like how do you make this fit? So these just came yesterday. Cheap vinyl, but they look really cool. So anyway, just kind of trying to layer the Had to figure out how do you make linen work with the skins, because linen usually is kind of beachy, but not always. Anyway, so let's have a conversation. And let's talk about creating an environment for you and your spouse. All right, so the importance of creating a space for you and your spouse. Now, I know right now you might be thinking, Dani, give me a break. We don't have that kind of money. Listen, we didn't always have that kind of money either. We lived really, really frugal for a really long time. And so now the stage of life that we're in, and we're still young. Hans is 46. I'm about to be 50. And the fact is that we lived really well below our means for a really long time. And today, he's able to build our dream home, and he's able to just go for it and say, I want to have this in here. I mean, he waited a long time, and because he was very wise financially, because he made sure that we did not spend more because we were making more. Do you understand? So we had seasons of major lean. We really did. Times where it was things were so tight and on such a tight budget. And then when we started a whole nother business and started making even more money, and then started other companies and making more money, the fact is that we did not increase our lifestyle. We did not increase our daily lifestyle when we went from making barely anything to making millions of dollars. But we stayed well below our means and lived a very modest, very not even, I wouldn't even say middle class lifestyle. We had a 75-year-old house that was a log cabin in California that had huge holes, in the logs, letting all the cold air in for a long time. And lived in another house that had 5 different colors of carpet. We never even changed the carpet. And it was a small house, and we squeezed ourselves in there, and it had a 1-butt kitchen. And we lived in that place for 5 years. Even though we increased our income dramatically, we did not increase our lifestyle. The thing that we did do is that we wanted to make sure that we gave our kids a really good education. So as far as they were homeschooled most of the time, but the education as far as traveling them around the world. So our vacations were the one place where we had luxury. We fed our family on $100 a week. Give me a break, $100 a week. And I cooked, and I didn't have housekeepers here every single week. I had a woman that showed up twice a month when my kids were little to help me with all the deep stuff. So again, I did all the laundry, I did all the cooking, all the errands, all the grocery shopping. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so anyway, so then what has that resulted in is now generational wealth that we've been able to create. But this video is not about money, and it's not about wealth. I was simply trying to tell you that we had times where we had nothing, and we've had times that we're in this season right now where we'll be able to pay cash for everything that's filling this house, and paid cash for this house, paid cash for the property, the 18 acres that this house is on, that we wake up every morning and we see this insane view. And before we close our eyes at night, we see this insane view, because there's still a view even at night from this particular place. So the point is creating an environment for you and your spouse. It doesn't matter what your budget is. Do not use your budget as an excuse. And I'm going to say this, and here's why. Because a lot of bedrooms that I've walked in, it is like a utility room, or it's another entertainment room. So I don't know if you noticed, there's not a television in this room. Nope. This space is a space of peace, harmony, and love and passion. That's what this space is. So even when we didn't have a lot, and even when we were in that tiny little house, guess what? Our bedroom was not, workout equipment was not in our bedroom. We did not have a TV in that bedroom. With the little that I had, I created still this beautiful, luxurious, peaceful place where love and passion and harmony would be fostered in that, because we are all products of our environment. And so I want you to look at your master bedroom right now, whether it's in an apartment, or it is in a house, or it is in a big house or a small house, or it is even that you are renting a room. You and your spouse are renting a room of somebody else's house. I want you to look around that space right now, and I want you to tell me what it is communicating to your spouse. And what is the environment? What is the environment communicating? Because do you understand that your environment communicates something to your soul? So as you can see inside of this environment, Hans walks in here, he's like, wow. You know what he's thinking when he walks in this room. And why is that? It's the same for our past bedrooms as well. And so this is what I really want to handle with you, is that it's not about money and it's not about the space. It's what you're putting in that space. So whether you have money or not is not the issue. Are your clothes all over the floor? I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going to ask my daughter-in-law right now, who's with you. Have you ever seen clothes all over the floor?
Literally never.
Never. Not once. She's been in our house. How many years have you been in our houses? 5. Yeah, 4 or 5 years that she's been coming to our house before she was our daughter-in-law, when she was a friend of our son's, as well as, part of our team. Never, you don't walk into our master bedroom and you don't see workout equipment. You do not see a big giant bookshelf with tons of books in it. There's books in my nightstand, and my journals are in my nightstand, and there's books in Hans's nightstand, but they're not. Our bedroom is not bookshelves, right? It's not a study. It's not the library. There's not a desk in our bedroom, and never has been. Has there been a desk in our bedroom where there's a place to put a laptop? Never has had that. Even when I was working out in my last bedroom, I had my weights underneath the bed, and I had my little DVD player with the DVDs in a cabinet. Why? Because this space has got to be a space that fosters and creates the desire for each other. This is part of the investment you make into each other. So get the clothes off the floor, clear the nightstands of all of the stuff that doesn't communicate what you want it to communicate. So for example, our nightstand, which again, we're not totally done filling this room with the way we want it just yet. Those are our old lamps from our last house that we got at Walmart. Anyway, so those are going to change, even though I think they look okay, but they're going to change. Anyway, so I have our marriage license on my nightstand. I have our sand from our sand ceremony of 2 different colors of sand coming together to become one. You can't separate the 2 colors out of the sand. And I have this beautiful bottle of a beautiful smelling anointing oil that's there. So this is all, again, this is what we're committed to. This is what we're about. This is our place of marriage. This is our place of coming together as one flesh. So anyway, I don't want you to feel guilty right now if you've got clothes over your floor. What I am simply saying is this, that if you want a healthy, beautiful, romantic, and amazing, passionate relationship, it starts here in the bedroom. It starts right here. You're like, no, it doesn't. No, it does start right here. And so I don't know why it was always important to me. Even, I'm not kidding you, like when we first got together, I made sure that our bedroom, even before we were married, I made sure that our space, that this one space of the bedroom was completely set apart to bring romance for each other and to create an environment not for learning, learning about each other and learning what we like to, how we like to be touched, how we like to communicate with each other, whether it's a physical communication or a verbal communication. But this is not a room. The master bedroom, in my opinion, is not a place for all of our books to be learning. It's not a place for a computer. It's not a place for a desk. It's not a place for the workout equipment. It's not a place for all your laundry. It's not a place for all your organizing. Create the space that creates love. Now, I know you probably have another excuse for me, like, yeah, but we don't have it. Then where do I put my workout equipment? Hide it. Put it in the garage. There's no room in the garage. Clean it out. Like, don't give me all of these excuses. But what about my computer? Put it in the kitchen. Find a place in the living room, okay? Find a different place for it. You don't need to have it. But Dani, I work out of my bedroom. I think you already handled your own objection. How's your sex life? How's the love life? How's the intimacy? If you work in your bedroom. Now listen, when we first started another one of our companies, I had a tiny little desk in the bedroom. It actually was there even before we actually started the company. And yes, I had, that was a space that I had worked in. That's a place actually where I first started coaching. And this little space, never had any papers on top of it. It wasn't a functional desk at night. So that when we came into this space, it literally was like a sofa table, if you will, at the foot of our bed where we put all of our pillows and where we had an extra blanket. So for him, he did not see me working in this bedroom. Do you understand? So I just pack things up and And it was actually an old $35 sewing table is what it was. So it was an antique that I painted myself and had a couple little drawers. One drawer that had was missing 3 inches of it in the bottom, so you can only stack things on one side of it. So do you understand what I'm saying? So again, it's about this. It's about priorities. It's about the priority of the one flesh relationship. It's about the priority of the romance. It's about the priority of the passion. And so oftentimes people say, oh, we have fallen out of love. I'm just not attracted to him anymore. I'm not attracted to her anymore. Listen, Hans and I have been with each other, sharing the same bed for 27 years. Okay? I've had 5 children out of this body. This body has looked better from time to time and not looked so good from time to time. So just listen to me. It's not about, the size of your waist and the size of your backside. And it's not about whether or not your chest is where it was when you first got together and is no longer because of, age and gravity. Hello is not whether or not he still has a beautiful head of hair, because my husband doesn't, on top of his head. It's not about whether or not he still has an 8-pack on his belly. Okay. Yes, those things are helpful, but come on. There's plenty of couples that have perfect bodies and yet they have no intimacy with each other. They have no romance with each other. They have no harmony with each other. They do not know the depths of what's inside of each other. Because why? They're paying more attention to the outside appearance than they are to creating the environment that is going to foster what it is that they want. And I believe fully that every person desires intimacy with their mate. They desire that inner connection that you cannot explain. I am actually, I've come to this revelation of this season in my life and I've recently had a conversation with one of our old mentors, that the marriage relationship is what I believe that God designed for fulfillment to come from. That's where the chief, most connected fulfillment comes from, is between that marriage relationship, as well as satisfaction. That deep, deep satisfaction comes from the marriage relationship. And if you're not having that deep, deep, deep satisfaction and fulfillment in each other, with each other, both verbally, emotionally, physically, sexually, if you're not having that, it's simply because you are not putting into the relationship what needs to be put into the relationship, and you're not being the very soulmate for that person as you can be. And one of the ways you can be is create the environment. Create the environment. I've walked into master bedrooms where it looks like 2 bachelors are living there. Literally. Where it literally looks like 2 bachelors are living there. If you are still living like a teenager in your master bedroom, whether, again, the master bedroom is an apartment or the master bedroom is you're renting a room in somebody else's house, there's no excuse. You can create this environment. You don't have to live like a teenager anymore. Your mother's screaming at you, clean up your room, okay? Where you got papers everywhere, junk everywhere, clothes everywhere, shoes everywhere. This is not, what the marriage bedroom should be like. So create the space. Create a peaceful space. Create a space that eludes and communicates romance and love and fulfillment and satisfaction. Create the space so that when the mind walks in, you go, yes, come here. I can't wait to be with you. Like that's the space that you can create. So, might be time to go get organized a little bit. Might be time to hide a few things that are in your bedroom that probably shouldn't be there. Might be time to hide some things that are in your bathroom that maybe shouldn't be there again. And by the way, you got to ask yourself, is all that stuff, do I really need it? Is it getting me to my goal of this fulfillment and this satisfaction and this harmony and this peace? Is it actually getting me to my goal? No. Or is it convenient and you bought all this junk, so now you got all this junk everywhere? It might be time to throw a bunch of junk away. It might be time to sell some junk on eBay. It might be time to do some major purging so that you can create a beautiful, beautiful space where it just calls out of you and your spouse to want to be together. All right, so that's it for us today with the Dani Johnson Show. Thanks so much for joining us. And by the way, please leave us comments. I want to get your, come on, give me your excuses, and then I want you to handle your own excuses right there in the comments. It's not about money. It's about the space. And I don't care what the space is or where it is, you have control of what's in it. You have control of what's in it. There's all kinds of different spaces you can create. Super lean, super clean. You can get super minimalist, which is also very sexy, and or furry, which is what my husband wanted, and whatever he wants, I'm totally game with. So anyway, leave us a comment. Please share this video. Somebody else needs to see it, and they need to know that dreams really do come true. They also need to know, like with Hans and I, who used to hate each other, who had a terrible, terrible, rocky, horrifying relationship, who no longer, oh my gosh, we're like, I don't know, we're approaching 1,300 days or more of not a single argument, not a fight, no contention, just peace, right? And that was even through the process of building a house, which is a very stressful process. All right, so that's it for us. God bless you. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.